if I told you the largest construction project in the world stretches over 500 kilometers, crossing some of the harshest terrains where even standing still is a challenge. But what's even more striking is most people have never seen it. Not because it's small, but because it lies in places almost no one can reach. And the strangest part is, it almost shouldn't exist in the first place. So the question is, how did humans manage to build something so massive in places where nothing should have been possible to construct? When the ground itself was unstable, when the weather could destroy everything in a matter of hours, and when every initial calculation pointed to failure. Because what the engineers didn't just change the course of this project. At one point, it nearly caused the entire structure to collapse completely. This is one of the harshest construction environments on Earth. Temperatures can drop below zero and remain that way for extended periods. Winds exceed 120 kilometers per hour, strong enough to shake even the most solid structures. The ground is not stable. It constantly shifts with weather and terrain. There are areas that seem stable, but overnight become completely different. For decades, millions of people living here were nearly isolated. No direct routes, no reliable transportation systems. Every journey depended on the weather and luck. To cross this region can take more than 2 days, and sometimes it's simply impossible. There are times when the entire region is cut off from the outside world. The biggest challenge? Not a single issue, but everything happening at once. Unstable ground that can sink or shift at any moment. Extreme weather, destroying plans before they even begin. Vast distances, turning transportation into a nearly unsolvable problem. Traditional construction methods simply could not be applied. Engineers calculated, simulated, tested, and each time, the result was the same: failure. Not just once, but over and over again. Many experts reached the same conclusion. This project should not be built, not because of a lack of technology, but because the conditions here made every effort meaningless. Until an idea emerged. Not a small improvement, but a complete shift in how humans think about construction. Instead of trying to force the environment to adapt, they accepted a simple truth: this environment would never change for humans. And from that, they created a system that could adapt to the terrain itself. A modular construction method where each small unit is designed to function independently, but when combined, forms a massive and flexible structure. What makes it remarkable is, each part can withstand movement and deformation without affecting the integrity of the entire system. This was no longer construction in the traditional sense, but the design of a living system capable of responding to its environment. And most importantly, no one had ever dared to attempt this on such a massive scale before. Before any structure could be built, they had to solve a problem that seemed simple, but was nearly impossible. How do you transport equipment to a place with no roads? Temporary routes began to take shape, cutting through wild, rugged terrain that was constantly changing. Some sections lasted only a few days, before being completely destroyed by the weather. Every meter of road created came at the cost of time, effort, and risk. And here's the most unbelievable part. Many pieces of equipment were too large to be transported as a whole. They had to be dismantled into hundreds of components, moved piece by piece across multiple stages, and then reassembled on site, under conditions that were far from ideal. Just getting the equipment there was a massive project within the main project itself. Once access was finally established, they began building the first foundations. These massive structures were designed not only to bear weight, but to live with the movement of the ground. Because here, the ground is never truly still. It shifts, contracts, expands with temperature and environmental conditions. At first, everything seemed to be working as planned, but then problems began to emerge, not immediately, but slowly, almost imperceptibly. Sensors started to reveal small movements, building up over time, and after a while, they became large enough to destabilize the entire structure. This was the most dangerous moment, because the project couldn't stop, but it also couldn't continue as it was. The engineers were forced to make the hardest decision: redesign critical components, while the entire project was still being built day by day. As the project stretched across hundreds of kilometers, everything entered its most dangerous phase. It was no longer about building individual sections, but about ensuring they all fit together into one complete system. And at this point, precision was no longer just important. It became a matter of survival. Every connection, every joint, had to achieve near-perfect accuracy, because even a deviation of just 2 centimeters could destabilize the entire system. Not just a small section, but a chain reaction spreading across the entire structure. Engineers began using the most precise measurement methods available, constantly checking, adjusting, and synchronizing every detail. But the problem was, the distance was enormous. When one section was built at one location, another, tens or even hundreds of kilometers away, still had to align with absolute precision. And then, the unthinkable happened. Some sections didn't align. At first, the deviation was almost impossible to detect. But once the data was compiled, the truth became clear. The connection points were misaligned, not by much, but enough to become a disaster. Just when everything seemed stable, a major issue emerged. Critical parts of the structure had shifted from their designed positions, not by meters, but by just a few centimeters. Yet at this scale, every centimeter was no longer a minor error. It was the line between success and total failure. The misalignment began creating uneven stress across the structure. Load-bearing joints were being stretched beyond their limits. In some areas, signs of deformation started to appear, and if it continued, the entire system could collapse in a domino effect. This was the moment everything stopped, not because they wanted to, but because they had no choice. Engineering teams were forced to face a terrifying reality. This project might never be completed. Pressure increased by the hour, costs rose by the day, and every decision at this point could be the final one. In a single moment, the entire project stood on the brink of collapse, not just technically, but in terms of belief that it could ever be achieved. Just when everything seemed stable, a major problem emerged. At first, it was only tiny deviations, almost impossible to detect with the naked eye. But when the data was compiled, the truth began to reveal itself. Critical parts of the structure were drifting out of their intended positions, not by meters, but by just a few centimeters. Yet at this scale, every centimeter was no longer a margin of error. It was the starting point of failure. This misalignment created uneven stress, causing connection points to bear loads beyond their limits. Some areas began to show slight signs of deformation, subtle, but enough for engineers to realize the problem was far more serious than expected. If construction continued, the entire structure could lose balance and collapse in a chain reaction. In a single moment, everything stopped, not because they wanted to, but because they had no choice. Pressure increased by the hour, costs rose by the day. And the question was no longer, how do we finish this? But rather, can it even be saved? In that moment, the entire project stood on the edge of total collapse. The final piece was installed, a moment that seemed so small, yet it was the result of years of calculation, testing, and constant correction. For the first time, this entire massive system was fully connected. No more gaps, no more unresolved misalignments. Every joint fit together with millimeter-level precision. The engineers stood in silence, not because they didn't know what was happening, but because they understood. They had just witnessed something nearly impossible. What was once called something that should not exist, now not only existed, but functioned as a complete system. An idea that had once been doubted had become reality. In the past, crossing this region took more than 48 hours. A long, uncertain journey, entirely dependent on weather and luck. Some trips were delayed for days. At times, travel was impossible, and for many people, that distance felt almost insurmountable. But now, less than 4 hours, a journey that once took days, has become just a few continuous hours of travel. Areas that were once isolated are now directly connected. Millions of people can access new opportunities for the first time. Trade has surged, goods move faster, costs have dropped, and the economy has begun to transform. But more importantly, people's lives have changed. Families are no longer separated by distance. Communities are no longer forgotten on the map. Education, healthcare, opportunities, all are now within reach. This is not just a structure, not just concrete, steel, or engineering. It is a system that has changed how people live, move, and connect. It has transformed a once isolated land into a part of the world. They said it was impossible, too large to control, too dangerous to attempt, too unrealistic to ever become real. Not just one person, but many experts believed it, because if you looked at the data, that conclusion made perfect sense. But there was one thing numbers could never calculate: the decisions made by people. They still began, they kept going, even when everything went off plan, and they moved forward. Even when the entire project stood on the edge of collapse, every error was corrected, every failure was addressed, not in a single attempt, but over and over again until it worked. And in the end, what was once considered impossible became reality, not because it was easy, but because someone refused to give up. And maybe this proves something simple: limits don't truly exist. They only exist until someone surpasses them. And if you were the one standing before this project, would you begin or walk away?